Welcome back to Ferris Sports Update. Time to talk Bulldog Hockey, and a big weekend for the volleyball and football teams, but a big weekend for Ferris State Hockey as well. And with us, head coach Bob Daniels. And coach, first of all, welcome to the show. Congratulations on a couple of big wins. Nice to be back at home.
Yeah, it was. It's good to be back at home. Good to be on the show, Rob, and good to score some goals. Good to finally see the team show up on the score sheet.
You had a 4-game road swing there, and then you came back to the Ava Glavin Ice Arena on Thursday, Friday series. How was that adjustment playing on Thursday night instead of a Friday, Saturday series?
You know, for me, it's not much of an adjustment. For the players, it's probably a greater adjustment because now both games are on school nights. Just to give the listeners an idea why this transpired, Anchorage had played at Michigan Tech the weekend before. They stayed down here. They didn't travel back to Alaska. I called during the summer and offered to move this game to a Thursday, Friday to help them get out of town a day earlier. It's a long trip. I did ask them later in the year, we're going to return the trip. We're going to play at Fairbanks and then at Anchorage. And I was hoping we could get out of there on a Friday. And it makes life a lot better, and that's going to happen now. Now we'll be home on a Saturday. We start the first day of classes the following Monday. We got a chance to kind of dig in and get back, feel normal again, if you will. So it was a little bit odd to play a Thursday, Friday. I didn't mind it either because it turned out to be opening day of hunting season. I'm not sure on Saturday how we would have drawn anyways.
We'll go to the highlights first of Thursday's games, and certainly it looked like hunting season. The Bulldogs wearing the camouflage jerseys, a great cause for Veterans Appreciation Night.
It was a great cause, and Rob, with this this evening, I'd like to thank Yoplay. They sponsored the night, and they purchased the jerseys, in which after the game they were auctioned off. The proceeds are going to a Vietnam memorial. That's going to be displayed or put up here in Mecosta County. So we like doing these events each and every year. Last year we did Pink in the Rink that supported the Susan P. Wheatlake Foundation, and that's another worthy cause that both of these really help locally, and that's one of the important things. So why we wanted to do a military appreciation night, we certainly wanted to make sure we had a positive impact on the community too, and I'd like to thank Yoplay for stepping up and sponsoring the evening.
But you might want to wear these jerseys the rest of the year. The way your team played, certainly able to put the puck in the net. 10 goals here in the night, most since back in 2002.
Wow, and I would have been around. I don't remember 2002. I'm sure I enjoyed that evening too. But there's not many times for a coach where you can kind of, after 2 periods, you walk in, you say, well, this one really is over. It was great too. We only scored 11 goals in our first, 9 games of the year, and then we scored 10 in one game here, 14 on the weekend. So, you know what, I'd like to say, hey, it's only been a matter of time, but the reality is we haven't played that well. I don't know that we're out of the woods yet, but we started playing better defensively. We had the puck more often, and Anchorage is not a bad team. They're on this night where we scored 10, their goaltending was not up to the snuff. It wasn't what we've been facing. We faced some of the best goalies in the country, and they've got good goaltending. It's just it didn't materialize this night. It seemed like everything we shot went in, every bounce went our way. But it was good to see it, and we're trying to get the guys to buy into the fact that we need to play better defensively to create more offense, and a night like this will probably go a long way. You see at the end of that game, when they scored their second goal, we had Trace Pennock on net. Trace played about the last 10 minutes. He made, I believe, 4 saves. They did get one by him, but it was good to see Trace get an opportunity to play.
Certainly had a bunch of guys get an opportunity to score, a lot of balance in the lineup, and a lot of freshmen seeing a lot of time, and some of them had a chance to score their first points.
Yeah, they did, and we got a first goal from Tyler Andrew as well as Drew Mayer, and it was good to see, and it was good that the scoring was spread out throughout the lines. The other thing that you touched on was the fact that our freshmen are playing more. They're getting more and more of a role. Austin Kozak, who was hurt the majority of the season up to this point, has now played the last 4 games, and he's looking better with each and every game. So we're starting to see more contributions from our freshmen, and then also like certain players like Justin Buzzio are starting to play really good hockey. The hockey we had hoped for at the beginning of the year, well, all of a sudden he's playing really well, and so is Jason Binkley, and they're really the catalyst and leading the way for our team.
Come back on Friday night, second game of the series, and how difficult is it to come back after scoring 10 goals, a big win like that, to get your team focused and ready to go the second night?
Well, normally it would be very difficult, in particular because you are playing a really, they are a good opponent. It's not like they hadn't had a win coming into this year. I think into this weekend they had the 3 or 4 wins themselves, so they are not a bad opponent. The nice thing for us is we were able to talk to the players before the game about the fact that we hadn't swept yet this year. And we hadn't won the second night of a 2-game series yet this year. So we had a couple of things that we wanted to accomplish, and we did that. I did think that we played better in this game than in the 10-2 game. I was very happy with our performance from start to finish. I thought the goaltending that Anchorage didn't get the first night, they got this night. Otherwise, we could have scored more in this game. So they're very happy. This last highlight we're going to see here, well, it's going to be right after we see Drew Mayer's first goal. But the next highlight, you're going to see a really unselfish play by Babinski right here as he comes up the ice and he decides to hit Buzzio on the pass. Now, he could have easily scored that goal himself, but he gave it up to Justin and gave him the opportunity to score that goal. And I think that shows a lot about team spirit, and that'll carry a long way as we keep moving on to the season.
Plenty of scoring, but certainly some good defensive play as well, and some good goaltending as C.J. Mott here on Friday night posts his NCAA career-leading 13th shutout.
Isn't that something? He's had 13 shutouts. He's had 3, I believe, this year already. And he continues to, really work his way into the Ferris State hockey record books for goaltending in a program that's had some tremendous goaltending when you think of Pat Nagel and Taylor Nelson, and you go back to Phil O'Sear and Mike Brown. We've had some great goaltenders here, and for him to start working his way through that record book says an awful lot about C.J. Mott.
This week you continue your 4-game homestand hosting Alabama Huntsville. What do you know about the Chargers coming into this weekend series?
Oh, much improved team from a year ago. They do have a lot of freshmen. They're young, but they are much improved. Last year, I think that was one of the teams, if you showed up, you were pretty guaranteed of a victory. That's not the case this year. They're, with each and every passing week, they're playing better themselves. They have an excellent coach in Mike Corbett. So, hopefully we can continue on right now. Again, we're like any coach, we always talk about just, take it one game at a time, but we still have a lot of areas to improve upon. We did score 3 power play goals on the weekend. But that's still an area that leaves a little bit of heartburn for us.
Certainly, we'd like to see some fans out at the rink. A good crowd on hand this past weekend, and two home games, and then you'll be off for a couple weeks at least playing at home.
Yeah, we will. We've got these 2 at home, and then we won't see home ice for a until we play Lake State in December. After this weekend, we play 2 at Wisconsin. That's great. We're looking forward to another Big Ten matchup. And then we finally have our first weekend of the year off, which, you know what, we're looking forward to that. We'll have gone a little over 2 months straight of weekend hockey, and we're probably at a point where we could use a bit of a blow.
Well, Coach, congratulations again on the 2 wins, and best of luck here against Alabama Huntsville this weekend.
Thanks a lot, Rob. Appreciate it.
That's going to do it for another episode of Ferris Sports Update. Reminder, you can follow all the action and get all the updates online at ferrisstatebulldogs.com. Have a great week.